Hey everybody, Levi Gardner here from Urban Roots. Welcome back to our tutorial. So today we're going to be talking about vertical growing and trellising. So we grow on about 3/4 of an acre in the city, and because space comes in at a premium, we try and use the highest and best use for all of our property. So that means we use a few different trellising techniques. In one of our previous videos we talked about tomato trellising, and today we want to talk about a different type of trellising systems for beans, squash, cucumbers, and a number of other varieties that you can grow up instead of out. So standing next to me, you can see this hallway of pole beans that we've got here. We started these in our beds, which for reference are always 4 feet by 25 feet, but we have these cylindrical trellising systems all the way down the bed. You probably can't even see the trellises, and we're going to explain them in just a second. But we grow up for a few different reasons. So the first being that because we want to maximize our space, we're able to photosynthesize vertically instead of just horizontally. So if we were growing on this bed, we would only have about 100 square feet of area for leaves. But because we're growing up, you can see the sun, which is coming from the south right now, is able to hit all of these leaves right here. So we have more photosynthesis that's occurring. The second thing is, because we're able to water at the base of the plants, we're eliminating or at least minimizing the vector for disease. So we're able to water the soil down here and support the plants through the base of them, but we're not actually watering the plants themselves. And if we're covering the whole area, then we almost have to, unless we're using drip irrigation, because we're watering everything by hand, we're able to keep the water away from what we're growing. The other thing is, when it comes to harvesting, instead of having to pick up through everything on a bean variety, you can see that here I just kind of reach in and I'm at height and I'm able to harvest pretty well. Now, all of this is really valuable, but one of the important things to know with vertical growing is that the trellising system matters. So like I said, we use really big cylinders here, and this is what they actually look like. So this is about 2.5 feet in diameter, and you can see it's about 4.5 feet tall. And then on the bottom, we're able to step in, and these spikes kind of grow into the ground. We kind of connect it on the end with zip ties or maybe wire hangers. And then as we have something growing up all the way around it, it actually gets stronger and stronger. Whereas things like tomato cages are a reverse pyramid, anything that's cylindrical is going to be stronger. Additionally, because this is galvanized wire that's kind of forged at all the intersections, it's a lot stronger. A lot of the quality trellising materials that people are using for their gardens break down, so we try and avoid any netting or webbing or strings that might fall apart. These we're able to use again and again for a wide variety. Now, when we're not using these systems or our tomato trellising systems, there's one other system that we like to use. So this is what we call our Aframe trellis system, and you can see here again, it's built like an A-frame. It's about 2 feet wide, so then there's about another foot or so on the side of the trellis till the end of the bed. And then again, we're using galvanized wire with poultry staples and 2x4s. Now, the other thing that this enables us to do is, in the case of storms or wind, this is a lot stronger of a system, and so we build these in 8-foot sections and then put 3 of them in one 25-foot bed. When I first started growing in the city, I had a bed that had cucumbers in it, and it was 100 square feet, and it gave me about 250 pounds of cucumbers. Most of them were about 8 ounces, so it was about 500 cucumbers over the season, because the other thing is when they're growing up, the fruit is hanging off nice and long, and sometimes when things are on the ground, they end up getting kind of contorted or bent or yellow. So there's a lot of different types of materials to use when trellising, but to maximize space, get good productivity, and make harvesting that much easier, use sturdy materials and grow up whenever you can. Thanks for checking us out. Be sure to subscribe and check back here for more videos on urban growing with Urban Roots. Thanks.